Hello everyone, this is Ishansha and welcome to Zinteractive. So in this third lesson, we will learn how to organize our scene. Organizing scene is highly recommended because it will allow you to work more efficiently as you will have a neat and clean environment in your Maya. Okay guys, so let's jump into the next part of the Maya essential tutorials. So this third part is about organizing a scene. So we will see how the scenes can be organized and how we can work on the organization scene, and we will learn about the outliner. We will learn about hierarchy, hypergraph, and how to hide and unhide layers, and we will learn more about the selection mask as well. So let's see here. This file you can find in the description below. You can press on that link and the file will be downloaded, so you can use this file to practice on. So basically we have the scene right now, and you will notice that there are some wireframes on this. So this is because I have turned on my option over here, which is wireframe on shaded. So you can turn it off or on. The reason I turned it on because it can show me like more of the thing, because that's it can show me like more like separations, because if I will turn it off, so you can see it's kind of blends because like there is no light or texture in my scene. So that's why I have kept it turned on. You can also turn it on, but you will notice that the lines over here are kind of little rigid. The reason is that because there is no anti-aliasing turned on. So here you have this option to multi-sample anti-aliasing. So if you will turn it on, so you will see that the lines have become quite smoother. Okay, so first thing, let's see about the outliner. So outliner, you by default you will see on your left side of the window. So from here you can also turn it on or off. Okay, so what is an outliner? Basically in the beginning of these classes, I have told you that outliner is basically like a library of objects that you are using, that you have made in Maya, or any kind of objects that you're using, whether it is light or shapes, or you can see transformations or cameras or anything. It goes directly in the outliner. So here we have outliner. Okay, and let's see about the outliner now. In the outliner you will see we have these objects on our scene. The perspective camera we have, top camera we have, front camera we have, side camera we have. But you will see that all these cameras are grayed out because they are hidden. Okay, so we will see in the next part how we can hide and unhide things into outliner. So don't worry about that one. Okay, then you will see these groups that we made in the last class. We have this table. Okay, inside the table we have a group which contains like different hierarchies of the group. So we have this the cubes and everything over here. Okay, so that's inside, and then we have chairs. So we have chair 1, chair 2, and around we have these 6 chairs. Okay, then we have the spotlights. One is here, one is there, and then we have a camera here, and then we have NURBS cylinder. Okay, so don't worry about the poly objects, the NURBS and the curves and everything, because we have a separate class for that. So we will learn about how they are done in that. Then we have a default light set. So basically the default light set contains all the lights that we have in this scene inside. So whether if your objects are hidden or unhidden, you can still go there and check them. So that's pretty much it is. Okay, now the first thing first is how you can rename this. So we have learned in the last class how to rename. You can just double click, rename whatever we want. Okay, so we have one spotlight over here. Okay, another spotlight is there. So pretty much the name is okay. I'm good with these names. Okay, and suppose I can rename it to spotlight left and spotlight right. So I can do that. I can go here, change it to spotlight left. Okay, and then double click it here and change this to spotlight right. Then I have a camera over here. Okay, so I can write here main camera or whatever name you want to give it. Okay. Now I have these nerve cylinders here. Okay. So I will rename them something different. Okay. So like I will say maybe glass 1. Okay. Then I can copy this one and I can make this one glass 2, and then I can make this one glass 3. Okay, so that's I can do over here. So you will notice that each of these objects have different kind of icons. This icon basically points us or refers or like depicts it's a group. Okay, so it's a symbol for the group, if you will see here. But if I will go inside the table, you will see I have different poly cubes inside this. So this icon over here, it basically depicts the poly group. Okay, like a poly like a poly object, like a polygon. Okay, like a polysphere, polycube. So this is a different kind of like you can say object, but this one is pretty much like an object, but this is based on nerves. So when we will move to the nerves and the poly, so you will understand more about what is the difference between these two. But you can see that the icon for the poly created object, like the polygon object, is different, and the icon for the nerves object is different. So icon represents what kind of object it is. So it's kind of very handy. So just to by looking at these icons, you can understand like what kind of object it is. Okay. And then the lights have these kind of icons here. Camera have obviously a camera shape of organs, like an icon. So all these have different kind of items in the like an icon in your scene. Now, the first thing we will learn over here is about the hierarchy. How we can make an hierarchy. Hierarchy is basically like a family tree. Like you can say one more example is like a Russian nested dolls. So like in a Russian nested dolls, you have a big object, like the biggest object. Inside this biggest object, you will put the smaller, then smaller. So it is kind of nested. So same thing is just like in your basically Maya. Okay, when you make a hierarchy. So what we can do here is that instead of making a group of the table, let's convert this group of the table into a hierarchy. So first thing I need to do is that I have to ungroup this. So I have to select the table to go to the edit, and I have to ungroup it. So I can press ungroup, and you can see that it is moved down. Okay, still there like one, because if you will notice that like there were 3 different layers of the group. Okay, so one layer is gone. Now I have to select it again, then I have to go ungroup it, and then now you can see there is only one layer. So again I have to do ungroup, and now everything is ungrouped. Okay, so there is no specific names to it. So what I can do with a good naming convention, I can make a like a name for it. Like I can double click this one. This is the top. So I can write here tabletop. Okay. So these are the legs, I think. So this is leg 1. Then I can do leg 2. Then I can keep on going like that. Okay. So starting from here, I can make it leg 1. Then I think this one should be leg 2. Then this should be leg 3, and then leg 4. Okay, so now we have tabletop, we have all the legs. Okay, now one more thing in the outliner you can do is that you can reposition these objects over here. Like suppose I don't want the tabletop to be at the end, so I can move the tabletop on the top of the legs. Basically, it will not do anything just like it do in layers. It's not like similar to layers when you do this repositioning in the outliner. It's basically for the organizing purposes. So you know actually what is on the top and then what it is on the ground. So now I have the table like leg 2 over here. So I want the leg to be under the leg 1. So what I need to do, I have to click on the icon and then I have to move. So you will see this single line. This single line means that I'm moving it. Okay. So make sure it is not like a square box line like this one. It should be a single line like this. Okay. Now I will take this one, click on the icon, move it on the top to the single line. You will see that now it's on the top of the leg, and that's all. Okay. So now I have the tabletop. Okay. Now I have the leg. Now I have the leg 2. I have the leg 3. Now leg 4. Now table top is basically my primary part of the table, or you can say it is the parent part of the table. So what I can do is that I can select all these legs part, okay, with the shift key. I can click on the shift key and then select like this, or I can with the control key I can select like this, or I can press shift key, the first one and the last one, so in between all will be selected. After that, I can take the icon over here, this one, and remember before I just told you whenever you want to move it have to be single line, but now I don't want the single line. I have to move it over the tabletop, and you will see a box bounding around it. So once you see that, you leave your mouse left click. As soon you will leave your mouse left click, you will notice that all those 4 legs are gone, but they are not gone. They have moved inside the tabletops, and there is a plus icon over here. If I press the plus icon, I can see they are here. Okay, they are inside the tabletop. So the tabletop has become my primary object, and rest of them are the like secondary, or you can say the child object, the parent and the child. So if I will take my moving tool, and if I deselect and let's click on the tabletop, and after want to try to move this, you will notice that right away everything moved. However, if I do the same thing with the group, okay, like suppose if I want to select a group of the chair, if I click on it, so it's not moving right away. I have to go in the outliner and select it in the outliner. Once the whole group is selected, then I'm able to move. But in hierarchy, if I click on the parent object and if I want to move it, okay, even if you select the child object, then you will be able to only move that child. So the child follows the parent. Wherever parent goes, child goes, but wherever the child goes, parent does not like the parent does not go with the child the child. So that means if you want to move the whole thing, you have to select the parent. Okay, so that's how it works. Okay, another thing you will notice the big difference between group and hierarchy is that in the group you might get this hierarchy of the group or these layers of the group. Sometimes you get it, sometimes you don't get it. Okay, but if you get it, it's quite annoying. There are a lot of nested group layers. Okay, but if you make something with the hierarchy, you don't have a lot of like nested like the group layers. Okay, so this is how you can make it. Now another thing you can do is that you can add more objects, okay, inside it. Okay, like suppose I can move the leg 2 inside the leg 1. Okay, I can drag this. Okay, and leg 4 I can move it inside the leg 4. Okay, so now I have tabletop. Inside the tabletop I have leg 1, leg 3, and inside the leg 1, leg 3 I have leg 2 and leg 4. Okay, suppose if I will select my leg 1 and try to move, so the leg 2 will move with the leg 1. Okay, so basically if I will select the leg 2, only leg 2 will move, but if I will select the leg 1, so leg 2 will move with it. So you can make nested objects into it. Like in this case I don't want that, so I can undo it. Okay, so I will keep everything outside, or you can undo, or what you can do, you can simply click it, more like click it back, move it outside, and when you see the single line, just leave your mouse and then it will be outside. Okay, or I think it will not move just like this one. You have to move it out and then you have to move it in. Okay, so that's how, and now everything is fine. So this is how you can work with the hierarchy. This is how the hierarchy is being made. So the next thing we'll see is the hypergraph. Now hypergraph gives you a different window. How to see the hypergraph? You have to go to the window on the top, Windows option on the top. Okay, then you have here different kind of more like settings over here. Okay, the one that we are looking right now, like the one that we are looking for, is basically the hypergraph. Okay, now hypergraph, you can go in the windows, you can go in the general editors, and then you will see here two different type of hypergraphs. So we will see both of them one by one. First, we will see the hyper hierarchy. Okay, so when you click on the hyper hierarchy, a different kind of window will open. Okay, now basically what is this? You can also zoom in and zoom out using the same shortcuts that you use over here. Okay, like to zoom out, I can press Alt key and right click my mouse and I can move out and move in, or with the mouse wheel button I can pan around like this, but I cannot orbit because this is a 2D window. Okay, now here if you will see, I have a chair. Okay, here is the chair, and then I have spotlights. The spotlights, everything is here. But what is the difference between? It is basically kind of like a outliner, but the positioning is different. But here you will see every single thing that is in the outliner in uncollapsed like a view. For example, chair is a group. Here if I will select the chair, you will see that it is showing that there is a group 2 attached to it, group 1 attached to it, group 4 attached to it. Okay, so you can see that. Now here I have the tabletop, everything is attached to it. I have other objects. You cannot see the anything attached to it because basically more it is I don't have any hierarchy over here. They are single objects, but those that have hierarchy or group, you can see that. Now why this is used? This is used to it is very customizable. Suppose I can zoom out. I want everything related to my table and to be here. So what I can do is that I can simply move it, okay, or collapse it, okay, show it, hide it, unhide it, okay. So whatever I want, I can right click on it and I can do that. I can expand it, okay, it's already expanded, okay, I can collapse it, or I can right click, expand all, okay, and then like pretty much more like this it is. So right now if you will notice that I don't have a lot of objects, but suppose if you have hundreds of thousands of objects in your scene, so it kind of become a lot kind of like congested or cluttered. So suppose if you want to only focus on any one of this, like suppose if I want to focus only on the tabletop, so I can select the tabletop and there are some menus over here on the top. Okay, this is frame all. So if you press frame all, so you will be able to see everything which is on your screen. Next is frame selection. So what is selected? Tabletop is selected. So if I will click on frame selected, you can see I will go back to the tabletop. I will go in the tabletop. So I can only see the tabletop options over here. Okay. Other than that, I have here frame hierarchy. So if I will if my tabletop is selected, if I click on frame hierarchy, so it will show me everything which is connected to hierarchy. Okay, frame all. Then if I want to frame branch, okay, so it will focus the branch which is attached to the to my main object. Okay, so let's go back. Now sometimes you want to customize it more. Suppose everything related to my table, I want it to be on the left side, and other things I want it to be on the right side. So what you can do is that you can simply go to this option, which is toggle freeform automatic layout mode. Right now I'm in the automatic layout mode, so if I will click on the I will toggle to the freeform. Now I'm in the freeform. Okay, now what I can do, I will be able to move them. Okay, so I can put everything here, like my table top is here. I can move my chair 1, chair here, chair 1 here, chair 2 here, chair 3 here. Then I can move my chair 4 here, chair 5 here. Then I can use put my spotlights in this area. Okay, now my main camera, I will put it here. All my things related to the glass, I will put it on the right side. Okay, so I can customize in this way. So how it will help me? It will help me in a way that if I will come back to this like this window hierarchy, like hypergraph hierarchy, I know where I have put my tables, where I have put my spotlights, where I have put my glass. So it will become easier for me. Okay, so also when you do a character modeling, so like the rigging of the character, so mostly like the designer, they put like these like hierarchies on like the required place, and it looks like a character. So the legs are here, hands are here, so it kind of takes shapes of a character. So basically, so this is how you use the hypergraph hierarchy. Okay, or if I can untoggle it, go back to the normal, or you can toggle it back and forth. So I want to keep it customized so that it will be easier for me to work on. So it's kind of really up to you how you want to do keep it. So let's close this one. Now another thing that we have here in the Windows, in the general editors, we have the hypergraph connection. It's the same thing, but what it do is that it shows the connection. Okay, like it will open the same window. So what you need to do is you have to select an object, like suppose my table, and I have to go and select the input and output connection. Okay, and when I do the input and output connection, it show me that this is my tabletop shape. My tabletop shape is made from a polycube. Okay, and there is this kind of shading, like a shader applied to it. So everything which is connected to this is basically shown in the collection mode. Now you can see the arrows. Arrows are really important. The polycube, I made it with the polycube. So if I will select the polycube, it will show me the polycube option over here. So I can simply make it bigger or smaller, and you can see that it is applying the changes over here. Okay. Now from the polycube, I made this into a tabletop shape. Okay. So now it became a tabletop hierarchy shape out of polygon. Now as an output, it is showing me this kind of shading. So when we will learn about the shading, so you will more understand about it. Right now we don't have any kind of shading. So everything it shows as a connection inside the hypergraph like connection mode. So you can go through on the top from the windows, okay, from here, or you can go to the hypergraph hierarchy, and then you can just press the like basically like the connection mode, or the other modes over here. Now, how do you hide and unhide the objects? To hide or unhide the object, you can select the object with the selection mode. Okay, and what you can do is that you can press Control on your keyboard and then H on your keyboard. So when you press Control and then H, the object will be hidden, and you can see here it says the object is hidden. Now to bring that object, you have to press Shift and H. So if you will press Shift and H, that object will come back. But how you can unhide the object? By more like selecting it, because already it is hidden. How you can unhide it now? Because you cannot select it as it is hidden. So we will go back to our outliner. Inside the outliner, you will see we have hidden our main camera. That's why this camera is grayed out. So if I will select the camera, I can still see the properties of the camera here, but it is not visible in the viewport. So to bring it back, I can press Shift on my keyboard and H. As soon as I will do that, I will get back my camera back. So I can do like this to any other of the objects. Like suppose if I will go to my tabletop, Control H, and if I will bring it back and select it and Shift H, it will come back. Or I can go inside the hierarchy and I can hide any one of these legs. Okay, like suppose this one, Control H this leg, and notice that only this leg is hidden. So if I will Shift H, press on it, and then it will come back. So usually it is very important when you are working on, because sometimes you don't want to see the objects, okay, and whatever is hidden basically will not render, means like it will not be outputted as an as one of as the object that you want. Okay, so that's like pretty much how you can work on the hiding and unhiding of any of the objects. Control H to hide and Shift H to show. Now, other than the outliner, to organize your project file, you have layers as well inside Maya. Now, how to get the layer? So the layers are inside the this area, channel box layer editor. So you have the two things here. If you will notice, if you click over here, you will see the channel box that we have worked on in our last class. So you have the channel box on the top, and then you have this layer option on the bottom. So you can see the layers here. Okay, create, and if you click on the layers option, you will see create empty layer, create layer from selected, and membership means like whatever is in the layer will be the member of that layer. Remove any object or delete unused layer. Suppose any layer is empty, nobody have used it, so you can delete those. Okay, and you have pretty much other options, make a new layer's current layer, or add a new object to the current layer. So you have different kind of things here. Okay, so very basic. Okay, so what we are going to do here is that let's do like a layer. Let's press Control key on the keyboard, select the tabletop, keep the Control key pressed because we want to select multiple objects. I want to select the chair, chair 4, chair 3, chair 2, chair 1, chair. Now all of these I want to make a layer over here, and all these objects I want to put inside that layer. So what I will do here is that I can go in the layer, I can create an empty layer and drop these items inside that empty layer, or I can create layer from the selected object. So like these objects are already selected, so what I have to do over here is only create layer from selected. As soon as I will do that, it will create a layer. I can rename the layer by double clicking here, then write the name here, and I will call it table and chairs. So I have table and chairs, save. Okay, I think it needs underscore because you cannot put space, or you have to put underscore, or you have to put hyphen over there. So I have one layer here. Now I will make another layer, and I will select all these objects, like these two spotlights. Go to layer, create layer from selected. Okay, double click, lights and camera, save. Now one more thing I can do here is that I can change the color of the layer. Like suppose I want this to be blue, and this one I want to be yellow, so I can do that. Okay, now this is table and this is lights and camera. So how to know that the layers are working fine? You have this button here, this is called V. V I think is for the visibility. So if I will click on the V, you will see that tables and chair are gone. So if I click it back, they will come back again. So I will go to the lights and camera, I will do the same thing. Lights are gone, but the camera is still there. The reason is that because camera is not the member of this layer. However, the layer is called lights and camera, so camera should be inside this layer. So how to move an object which is outside the layer inside? How to make this object the member of this layer? So to do that, what we can do, we can go to the layer and then we can go to the membership. As soon as you will go in the membership, it will show you the objects on your right side and layers on your left side. So you can make more layers from here, or you can do from here. It's totally up to you. So if I will go here, and I can go to the lights and cameras, and you will see that only lights are highlighted in the objects. So if I will press Control on my keyboard and select the main camera, so now the main camera is turned yellow because the layer is the color is yellow. That means now my main camera is the member of this layer. So I can close it. Now if I will click on V and like toggle it on and off, so you can see the camera is inside this. So I can make now let's do one thing. Let's make an empty layer. Create an empty layer. Okay, and change to green color and call it glasses. Okay, and save. Now nothing will change because this is empty. So what I need to do here is that I have these three glasses, and I want to move these glasses inside this glasses empty layer. Once these glasses are selected and this layer is selected, and which is the empty layer, I will right click on it, and then I will see that there is an option here which is add selected objects. So if I click on add selected objects and try to toggle the V, you will notice that the glasses are inside this glasses layer. Or what I can do is that I can go and select any one of this, okay, like suppose this one, right click and remove selected objects. Now if I will do that, so this particular glass is not inside this layer, but I don't want that. I want to add it inside. Okay, so we have three layers. Okay, glasses, lights and cameras, and your layer. So quickly you can go and hide and unhide. It's more like very easy now. Now next to it is basically your P icon. This is basically, I don't know, it will not work right now because we don't have that option turned on. Okay, here we have another empty box. So if I will go to the table, okay, and I will click here, you will see that it turns into T. T means basically like a ghost mode, or you can see transparency. So you can see the table and chairs, but kind of look like ghost. It kind of shows only a wireframe there. Okay, if I will press the T again, it will turn into R. Okay, so R means if I want to select anything on the screen, everything will be selected except for this one, because R, what it do is that R means locked. So it's basically locked. I cannot do anything. I cannot select or move. So when I press it, when again I press R here, so now it goes back to normal. Okay, so this is pretty much you can do with the layers. So one more thing, sometimes like you have to select objects. I have to select, like suppose I want to select cameras, I want to select lights. I can like select the tables and chairs. Suppose I don't want to select the tables and chairs, as I told you before, you can go here and keep on clicking. Once it is R, that means you can select everything except for this, except for the camera. So I can uncheck this one. Okay. Now, one other way to do that is using selection mask. So you have this selection mask on the top. Now, if you don't see the selection mask, it's probably because it is hidden. So you have to click this button here, okay, and it will show. Now, what is the selection mask? You can see all the selection masks are selected at the moment. That means if I want to select anything, okay, unless it is being R'd over here, so you can select it, okay. But if I go to the selection mask, for example, if I go to surfaces objects are what? These are the surface objects, okay. These are the surface objects. So if I click here, uncheck it, so just see it is not more like selected. If I select everything selects except for the surface objects. Now I can do one more thing over here. I can keep it selected, but I can right click over here. When I right click here, there are three different types of like surface object. NURBS, as I told you, these glasses are made from NURBS. and these other things are made from the more like polyester. So if I uncheck the glasses from here with the right click, okay, so it is unchecked the nerve surface. Now if I select the whole thing, everything selects, all the poly objects, but except for the nerves poly objects. Okay, so I can go here, select again, so that it will allow me to do that. So it is a, so whatever is unchecked will not be able to select it. Now here, if you will see, this is the one. I have lights. So if I uncheck the lights on this one, so if I select the whole thing, everything selects except for the lights. So this is how it's quite handy. It's called like it works a lot. Like it's sometimes you don't want to work on the lights on the camera, so you can you know, unselect from here, and then it will be masked out, and you will be not able to select it. So if you click on it, so it will not work or something like that. So, or you can make the layers, so you can turn it to R mode, and then everything will be fine. Suppose you don't want this, or you know. So basically, this is how it works. Okay, and hope you have learned about the organizing the scene. Organizing scene makes your life easier, much more easier, when you know how things can be organized, how it can be selected, and other things. So don't forget to subscribe to my channel and click on the bell icon also, and the files you can download, the link is given in the description. Don't forget to visit my website as well, and keep following Zinteractive. There will be a lot of more tutorials coming up after the Maya essential tutorials. There will be a lot of different things, and all for free. So keep watching and keep supporting. Thank you, everyone.